All right, so today we're going deep into Nigerian music.
Okay.
Specifically the career of Maydi. You
Yeah.
know, everyone's heard the hits, but there's more to his
A
story
lot more.
than meets the eye.
It really is a fascinating case study, you know.
Yeah.
His journey is just, it highlights the complexities of the whole industry, especially in a scene as vibrant and competitive as like Nigeria's.
Right, and you wanted to understand kind of how he navigated it all, like
Yeah.
all the highs and lows and what it says about the music biz as a whole.
Exactly. And so we've got a stack of interviews,
Okay.
articles.
Wow.
We've even got some podcast appearances
Oh, wow.
where Maydi himself gets candid.
Interesting.
And let me tell you, he does not hold back.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
So rewind with me to the early days, Maydi, before the fame, working closely with P Square. I remember hearing Chop My Money for the first time and thinking, who eyes is this guy?
It's interesting because he was basically like an unofficial member of the group for a while,
Really?
contributing to their music, even performing with them, but like without a formal contract or payment.
That's wild. Most aspiring artists would just jump at any chance to work with a group that big.
Right.
So what was the dynamic there?
I mean, it was a different time in the industry,
Sure.
but even then it was unusual.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, was there an element of naivete on Maydi's part,
Right.
or was it a calculated risk,
Yeah.
to gain exposure?
He did eventually sign with their label.
Yeah, Square Records.
Square Records, but it sounds like that relationship was rocky from the start.
It was. He's been very open about that,
Yeah.
about the fact that he felt the contract terms weren't in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where his honesty, which has become a bit of a trademark,
Right.
may have worked against him.
You're talking about the Akon situation.
Exactly.
Why?
Maydi has said that his openness about potential collaborations with Akon,
Who was huge at that point.
oh yeah, global star,
Yeah.
created tension with P Square.
So basically, he was being upfront about opportunities that could like take him beyond the group.
Right.
And that didn't sit well.
It's a classic dilemma.
Yeah.
For up-and-coming artists, how do you balance loyalty with ambition?
Right.
When does transparency become a liability?
That's a good question.
Maydi's experience really highlights that fine line artists have to walk.
And in this case, it seems that honesty might have come with a price.
It did. The split from Square Records
2000
to 2012 was officially attributed to irreconcilable differences.
Right.
But you can't help but wonder
Yeah.
if those early tensions and Maydi's outspoken nature played a role.
It must have been a blow for him. Was this when he started Confam Entertainment?
Yes, he launched his own label,
Wow.
which is a testament to his resilience and determination.
For sure.
But think about it, he'd been working without formal agreements.
Oh, right.
So he didn't have the same support system that a lot of artists rely on.
Yeah.
He was essentially starting from scratch.
Wow, that's a tough position to be in, especially after experiencing some level of success already.
Absolutely.
So where did things go from there?
This is where another major player enters the picture,
Okay.
Davido.
Oh, Vito.
And their relationship is fascinating because it goes beyond just the music.
Oh, okay.
They're genuinely close friends.
So this wasn't just like a strategic move or anything?
Not at all.
Okay.
Their bond seems to be built on like mutual respect and support.
Mm-hmm.
And that personal connection led to a significant professional development
Okay.
in 2020 when Maydi signed with Davido's label DMW.
And DMW is huge in the Nigerian music
Yes,
scene.
it is.
So that must have been a game changer for him.
Oh, absolutely. It gave him access to a whole new level of resources,
Right.
visibility, and creative opportunities.
There were rumors at the time that DeVito might have even played a role in the P Square split,
Right.
but Maydi has shut those down completely.
Completely.
It's important to stick to the facts.
It is. And those rumors just seem to underestimate the genuine bond between Maydi and DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
It's a friendship that has had a tangible impact on his career.
So it sounds like things were finally looking up for him. But I know his personal life hasn't been without its share of drama.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Well, let's just say that Maydi's journey is far from over.
Ooh.
And the next chapter involves some public clashes and a bit of controversy.
Right, I'm intrigued. Let's unpack that in the next part of our deep dive. All right, so we left off with maybe signing with DMW.
Yeah.
That seemed like a turning point, like a fresh start.
Yeah, it did.
But then things got interesting, to say the least.
That's almost like a recurring theme in his career.
Yeah. Right.
Just when things are looking up,
Yeah.
there's a new challenge to navigate.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Where do we even begin?
Well, there was the divorce
Okay.
from his wife, Carolina Wasmouth,
Right.
it played out quite publicly.
Yeah.
Which can't be easy for any artist to deal with.
Especially when you consider the added scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye.
Right.
Did that have any impact on his music or career at the time?
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But, it definitely added another layer of complexity to his personal life,
Yeah.
which often spills over into an artist's work.
Of course. And then there was the clash with WizKid's fan base,
Yeah.
famously known as WizKid FC.
WizKid FC, they're a pretty passionate bunch.
They are, to say the least.
Yeah, they're known for fiercely defending their idol.
Right.
And in this case, they perceived May D's praise for DeVito as a slight against WizKid.
Oh, I remember seeing some of the headlines. It got pretty heated, right?
It did.
Yeah.
And maybe never one to shy away from speaking his mind
Right.
added fuel to the fire with a comment that really stirred things up.
He basically said that if not for his earlier setbacks, he might have actually surpassed WizKid in terms of success.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
It is, and it sparked a lot of debate.
I bet.
Some saw it as sour grapes,
Sure.
others as a legitimate reflection on missed opportunities.
Yeah,
It's impossible to know for sure what might have been.
that's true. But it does raise some interesting questions. What do you think was going through his mind when he said that?
It could be a number of things.
Yeah.
Perhaps lingering frustration from those early challenges with P Square,
Right.
or maybe just a deep-seated belief in his own talent,
Mm.
even if others don't fully recognize it yet.
There's definitely a sense of what if that seems to follow him.
Yeah,
Like he's aware of his potential, but has been held back by circumstances beyond his control.
and that's a sentiment many artists can relate to.
I'm sure.
The music industry is full of stories of talent that never quite reached its full potential
Yeah.
due to bad contracts, lack of support, or just plain bad luck.
Right. But May D's story isn't one of defeat.
No, it's
I think
not
he
that.
keeps bouncing back, keeps creating. I mean, signing with DMW was a huge step forward.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It shows that he's learned from his past experiences.
Yeah,
And is making more strategic moves in his career.
for sure. And creatively, it seems to have been a rejuvenating experience for him.
Yeah.
How so?
You can hear it in his music. There's a fresh energy, a willingness to experiment with different sounds and collaborate with a wider range of artists.
That's great.
He's still got that signature May D vibe,
Yeah.
but it feels more evolved, more refined.
So he's not just riding on past successes. He's pushing himself creatively and embracing new challenges.
Exactly. And that's what keeps his music relevant and exciting. He's not afraid to evolve as an artist, to try new things, to push the boundaries of Afrobeats.
Okay, so we've talked about the drama, the setbacks, the reinvention, but let's get back to the music itself.
Okay.
For those who might not be as familiar with May D's work, how would you describe his sound?
It's a unique blend of like Afropop, dancehall, and R&B influences.
Cool.
There's a real energy to his music. It's catchy. It makes you want to move.
He's definitely got that feel-good vibe, but there's also depth there.
Right. His lyrics often explore themes of love, heartbreak, the hustle of everyday life.
Sure.
It's relatable. It's authentic.
And he's a skilled songwriter, too. He's not just someone who shows up and sings a song. He's actively involved in the creative process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He said in interviews that writing is a form of therapy for him.
Wow.
It's a way to process his experiences, to connect with his emotions.
That rawness comes through in his music. You
Yeah.
can feel that it's coming from a real place.
And that's what resonates with people. He's
Yes.
not trying to be someone he's not.
Right.
He's just being May D.
All right. I have to ask. Do you have a favorite May D track? One that really stands out for you?
Oh, it's tough to choose just one.
I bet.
But Elio has always been a personal favorite.
Okay.
It's a classic May D track full of energy with an infectious beat and a chorus that gets stuck in your head for days.
Oh, I know that one. It's a certified banger.
It is. And Soundtrack is another great one.
Okay.
It's a bit more mellow, but it really showcases his vocal range and his ability to convey emotion through his singing.
I've been listening to a lot of his newer stuff lately, and Dodo, his collab with DeVito, is just fire.
That one's a perfect example of how he's blending his signature sound with more contemporary Afrobeats production.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between him and DeVito is undeniable.
It's proof that he can stay true to his roots while also pushing the genre forward.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's been sleeping on May D's music, what's your message to them?
Go check it out. Seriously. There's something there for everyone.
I agree.
Whether you're into high-energy dance tracks or more soulful ballads, May D's got you covered.
His discography is a testament to his talent, his resilience, and his passion for music.
And it's a reminder that the Nigerian music scene is a constantly evolving landscape of creativity and talent.
For sure.
There's always something new to discover.
So we've covered the highs and lows of Mehdi's career, the drama, the music, the reinvention, but there's one more aspect of his story that I think is worth exploring.
Okay.
His online presence and how he interacts with his fans.
That's a whole other layer to this deep dive.
Yeah.
And it's particularly interesting in Mehdi's case because he's known for being quite outspoken on social media.
Yeah, we saw that with the WizKid FC situation. He's not one to back down from a challenge.
Right. He's very active online.
Yeah.
Engaging with fans, sharing updates on his music, and even getting into the occasional debate.
It's refreshing to see an artist who's so engaged with his audience.
It is. It shows that he values their support and is willing to be transparent about his life and career.
But that level of transparency can also be a double-edged sword, can it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The internet can be a harsh place.
Oh, yeah.
And Mehdi has certainly faced his share of criticism and negativity.
He's been called out for being too blunt, too confrontational.
But it's important to remember that he's also been a victim of online bullying and harassment.
Right.
The WizKid FC incident is a prime example. He was attacked for simply expressing his opinion.
Yeah, it really highlights the dark side of fandom and how quickly things can escalate online.
It does. It's a reminder that words have power. And we all have a responsibility to be mindful of how we treat others, even in the seemingly anonymous world of the internet.
So Mehdi's online presence is this fascinating mix of authenticity, vulnerability, and sometimes a bit of defensiveness.
It's a balancing act that many artists struggle with in the digital age.
Yeah.
How do you stay true to yourself while also protecting yourself from negativity?
It's a tough question. And one that we'll continue to explore as we delve into the final part of our deep dive into the life and career of Mehdi. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into Mehdi's career.
We have.
The highs, the lows, the reinvention, the drama.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
And through it all, one thing remains constant.
Yeah.
His passion for music.
Absolutely. It really shines through.
It does. He's someone who just keeps creating, keeps pushing forward, even when faced with setbacks. Makes you wonder, what's the legacy Mehdi will ultimately leave behind?
It's interesting to think about, on one hand, he's a pioneer. He is one of the first Nigerian artists to really break away from that traditional label system.
Right.
And forge his own path.
That independent spirit is definitely a defining characteristic.
His decision to establish Concomitant Entertainment, even after that difficult experience with Square Records.
Yeah.
That was a bold move.
It was.
It showed other artists that they had options.
Right.
That they didn't have to be beholden to big labels to achieve success.
So he's kind of a trailblazer for independent artists in Nigeria and beyond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He paved the way for a new generation of musicians who are taking control of their careers, their music, their finances.
That's amazing. And he's not afraid to speak his mind.
No,
whether it's about industry practices or social issues.
Right.
That outspoken nature has earned him both admiration and criticism.
It has.
Yeah.
He's not trying to please everyone.
Right.
He's staying true to himself.
Yeah.
And that authenticity resonates with a lot of people.
And he's also been incredibly supportive of up-and-coming artists.
Oh, yeah.
Using his platform to shine a light on new talent.
Definitely.
I've seen him sharing their music, offering encouragement, even collaborating with some of them.
It's true. That generosity of spirit is something you don't always see.
No.
In such a competitive industry.
It speaks to his character, but ultimately I think Mehdi's legacy will be defined by his music.
I think so too.
Right. The music is the heart of it all.
Yeah.
He's created a body of work that's both catchy and meaningful.
Absolutely.
From those early hits with P Square to his solo anthems and recent collaborations.
It's a diverse catalog.
It is. His music has soundtracked the lives of so many people.
It really has. Think about how many parties have been lit up by Chop My Money.
Oh, I know.
That song is a cultural touchstone.
It is. And his solo work tracks like Hilijo and Soundtrack really capture his unique style and energy. They're timeless. They still get people moving.
They do. And he's still pushing boundaries with his newer music.
Yeah.
I think Dodo is a great example of how he's blending his signature sound with contemporary Afrobeats production.
It's proof that he's not content to rest on his laurels. He's constantly evolving as an artist, exploring new sounds, collaborating with different people.
Yeah, he's not afraid to experiment.
So he's leaving behind a legacy of creativity, innovation, and authenticity.
I think that's a great way to put it.
And he's played a key role in taking Afrobeats to a global audience.
He really has.
His music has helped to put Nigerian music on the map.
For sure.
It's been amazing to revisit his journey in such depth.
It has.
What a story.
It's a reminder that the music industry is full of twists and turns.
Yeah.
There will be setbacks, there will be drama, but ultimately it's the passion and the perseverance that matter.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Made, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this?
I think it's the importance of staying true to yourself even when faced with challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Mady's journey shows that authenticity, resilience, and a belief in your own vision can take you far.
That's so true. It's an inspiring story for anyone, whether you're an aspiring artist or just someone navigating a challenging field.
Yeah.
Made's career proves that you can overcome obstacles, reinvent yourself, and achieve success on your own terms.
Should have said it better myself.
And never underestimate the power of good music to connect with people and leave a lasting impact.
Well said.
Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.